Now we are about to go into our next segment. And that is headlines across Africa. Right about now. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Okay.
Well, today we're going to Cape Verde, Libya, and Liberia.
Nice. Tell us about what's happening in
Uh,
there.
So we'll be starting from the Cape Verde, where we'll be reading from the Asemana newspaper.
Okay. All right.
And we have the headline saying more than 350 Sukupira operators to benefit from the Credit to Relaunch initiative.
Okay.
Well, this is coming from the Ministry of Homeland, and for them, they believe this is going to benefit a lot of the Scopira operators in the country. Now, the Credit to Relaunch initiative basically was to help the operators find their footing during the COVID-19 time. They believe the citizens have all felt the economic impact of the COVID-19, and each individual, for those who have businesses,
Right.
have been affected badly by it. So this was a way to actually help them.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Give them another option or a way.
Mm.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Well, that is coming from the Asemana newspaper. Sometimes we read from the Anakau or the Asemana.
Okay. Right.
So in Libya, we'll be reading from the Libyan Herald, and we have the headline saying, Libya to develop its coastal free zones with African states through its railway project and create partnerships with EU.
Okay.
Well, Libya plans to develop several coastal free zones to link with neighboring African states through its railway project and create partnerships with the EU. Now, the revelation was made by the Tripoli government's foreign minister Mohamed Siala yesterday during a virtual workshop. The workshop was jointly organized by the Tripoli Foreign Ministry and the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa COMESA, of which Libya is a member. The aim of the workshop, the Libyan Foreign Ministry said, was to educate the Libyan public and private sectors about COMESA programs and deepen the interaction between them.
Right.
It also aims to achieve regional integration through trade and the development of natural human resources for the common benefit of all people on the African continent.
Right.
Well, in his opening speech, Foreign Minister Siala indicated that Libya considers COMESA to be one of the most successful and important economic blocs in the African continent.
Right.
Through it, he added, Libya strives to achieve sustainable development that comes through implementing mega regional projects in several projects. These, he continued, aim to contribute to creating competitive national markets for the member states, help attract foreign investment, and enter global markets.
Okay.
Well, he has also urged the need for support to support the youth and help them acquire the skills necessary to engage in the labor market, to raise productivity rates and competitiveness, and pursue joint cooperation to achieve knowledge integration.
Okay.
Now, the minister reviewed Libya's various contributions to the bilateral and regional levels and the role it played in building the African continent in economic and social development through investments and granting loans.
Okay.
These are distributed in more than 25 African countries and provide more than 30,000 jobs for African youth.
Okay.
Well, that's a story coming from the Libyan Herald.
True.
Good news.
Absolutely.
Very much happy about it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Me too.
Moving on to Liberia, we'll be reading from the Front Page Africa newspaper. And the headline says, President wears no room for errors rants.
Okay.
How serious can it be taken amid several downplayed public outcry?
Okay. Right.
Well, as he sails past midday in his 6-year tenure, President George Weah has warned his cabinet and members of the executive branch that it is no time to play if they are to stay on board. Addressing the 54th legislature in his fourth annual message on Monday at an event attended by officials of government and the diplomatic corps,
Right.
President Weah, at the end of his speech, warned his lieutenants that there will be no room for error.
Right.
I have mandated the entire machinery of my administration to recalibrate and enhance the focus on finding lasting solutions to the bread and butter issues facing our people. Therefore, there will be no room for error, no room for laxity. All ministers and officials take note.
Right.
The president's comments come amid public outcry on several non-performing officials and growing calls for the removal of appointees deemed not deserving of holding office.
Right. Okay.
It also comes on the heels of his party's massive defeat in the December 8th, 2020 special senatorial elections, where his party lost senatorial seats in several vote-rich counties, including Montserrado, which it has always considered its stronghold. While the president has been applauded by the nation's key bilateral and multilateral partners for his government's subtle efforts in containing the spread of the COVID-19 and scoring very high on that, they also blame him, and he has also not been spared by public scrutiny.
Okay.
Well, that's the story. I mean, it's very disturbing.
Yep.
Despite their growing calls for him to act decisively by reshuffling his cabinet,
Yeah.
though he has often defended most of his officials and called on the public to be patient
Right.
and give his team more time to deliver.
Okay. I mean, he's amongst those dignitaries that would be coming for the final funeral, rites of the late president, Jerry John Rawlings, Flight Lieutenant. Okay.
Well, that's all we have.
all we have.
For headlines across Africa.
Great. The show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio, and I am Barry Musa.